Alright. If you're playing evade for worm, you either be on this side or this side. So here, if you're right side, you'd be on this side. If you're left side, you'd be on this side. For my worms, I go left. It's not better, but it feels better in my opinion. So I go left. The worm will spawn right here. Where I'm looking at, the worm will be right here. So everyone, all the evades, standing here. You know, you do your shit, evade, flurry. Only use your riposte if you need to. When there's a block, if the shot caller calls a block, or there's a swipe, whatever, what you're doing is you're stop what you're doing. Stop evading, all that, stop everything. Don't dodge. You're holding right click, and you're either looking in this direction here, because that's where the swipe will come from, or you're looking over here. Take a step back and look where the circle is. Taking a step back helps and is important. Please do it. You should never be looking down like this or over here, because you just died at a block. You won't actually block it. You'll just die to the swipe. After the swipe's ended, there'll be a massive acid puddle right where your feet are. That's when you roll backwards like this, and you press your mouse button or whatever your G button is for your firestorm. Cleanse the group, run back into the group, keep DPS in the boss. That's all you gotta do as an evade. Pad 4. Pad 4 usually is a musket, and I'll tell you the reason why. You'll be shooting the boss like this. When the shot caller calls popcorn, or says look up, or it will do the animation, but usually the shot caller will call popcorn. That's when you're in the shooter stance, you look up to where the popcorn is, you shoot the popcorn. It's like, you know, 1 second, it's like 1, 2, 3, and then boom, popcorn should be gone, and keep shooting the boss like normal. Also, you should only use shooting stance during the popcorn or the big glowing spits that you see pop up from the worm. This is a self-check lights. If you zoom out like this all the way, see you can see the symbol. You have to be looking down like this, and then you choose your light. To have that on, you go in the settings. I think it's game. Yeah, game. And it's right here, this setting right here. Tilt-based camera zoom on. You want that on. So that you can zoom out, bang, you can see your own light, do your light. Shoot. Also, I forgot to mention that when you're doing lights, you have to wait for all 4 pads to do lights. So even when you're done your lights, you still have to wait for everyone else that's on pad to choose their light and lock it in. Well, once it's locked in, you'll hear the sound, it'll glow up bright, and you'll have the buff. That's when you know you can step off the pad. Don't ever step off the pad until you know that you've gotten the light buff. Other than that, I'm going to show some clips, some VODs of me actually doing the worm, so you guys can see what it actually looks like. Other than that, that's really about it for an evade and pads. Yeah, I'll show you some VODs. Pads look up. As you can see here though, I'm going down to go try and grab aggro of the actual boss. There we go. As a tank, you should always make sure you have aggro. There we go. There's lights, the roar. Now. Lights. That roar is when it indicates it's going to spawn ads. That's when you do lights.
Jins.
We have Jins. Killing Jins pads. And then guys getting ready for Goldie. Pads here should be killing all the Jins and all the scorpions that you see. But they should also be shooting the popcorn that you see right now. Also, if you're pad 1 and 2 and tank, you should always be trying to dodge these spits. As you can see right here. Spit 1, you dodge that. Spit 2, dodge it again. Spit, yeah. You know the drill. Those licks are pretty easy to avoid. Only tank should have those licks, so it's fine. Block, quick block. That sound is a block. Block. Getting those reses if you can.
That's embarrassing.
Pads look up. Phasing. Group up. Alright, so this is a phase. What is a phase in Worm? Phase is when these two scorpions that you're about to see in a minute spawn in these two caves. One on each side. There's one on left, one on right. The tank usually takes the one that they're on. So whatever side tank's on, they take that scorpion. The other group, as you can see on the left side with the left scorpion, when the phase happens, as soon as the phase happens, all the evades, pads, everyone, except for the tank, group up onto one side and you huddle up together very tightly. And then you wait for the first jump. What is a jump? A jump is those big green circles you're seeing on the screen right now. Is when the worm comes out of the ground and it jumps. You want to avoid those green circles at all costs because they can one-shot you or can very badly hurt you. And there's a lot of acid, so stay out of the acid as well. After both scorpions are dead and there's no more jumps, everyone runs up and they go to the side that's opposite the tank. So if tank's right side, you go left. But make sure everyone's running up those stairs and you're all grouping up together. And pads. Pads are running straight to their lights. Everyone else groups up. You need to get lights because right now, as you was about to see, it's going to have stamina. All the evades are on one side. As you can see, they're on the left side. They're all heavy attacking with any ranged weapon they have. Fire Staff, Ice Gauntlet, you're all heavy attacking with a ranged weapon. And then you go back down, but there's a watch out, there's a big swipe. That big swipe can knock down everyone that's outside. This swipe right here, either dodge or entomb, because that will down you. Alright, once the boss's health is below halfway, once you break his stamina during that phase, he will now spawn mines. So as you're looking at the screen now, bang, he spawns mines. Everyone has to go around, mine them. They can be a bit buggy, sometimes they don't let you mine it, but you still gotta try and mine it. You go down to get the bottom mines, make sure everyone's getting those bottom mines. Well, as you see, one goes off, and that gets a lot of people killed. So you want to make sure those mines, you actually are mining those mines, because like I said, if they go off, they can basically cause the whole run to wipe. Yeah, those mines only spawn when its health bar is below half, okay? So and it only does it after a phase, or after the Goldie Boys spawn. Which the Goldie Boys, if you don't know yet, they're the ones with the shield around them, and with the big great sword. Those are the Goldie Boys, and the only way you can kill them is doing enough stamina damage to break their shield. Which is why you need lights, because lights are the mechanic that gives you the buff to break shield. So every time those Goldie Boys spawn with the shield around them, you need to make sure you have the light buff. Once you have the light buff and the Goldie Boys are coming in where all the evades are, where the group is, that's when the evades, you pull out your IG, your Ice Gauntlet, you turn around and you use Wind Chill. The reason why I use Wind Chill, because it does really good stamina damage against the Goldie Boys. That's how you break their stamina. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't think I've really missed anything. If I have, let me know down in the comments. Leave suggestions, ask questions in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong, you know. If I got anything wrong or didn't explain it right, please correct me down in the comments. This is my first time making this type of video, so I apologize if it's, you know, not very easy to follow along or understand any of this. Yeah, just make sure that whatever role you're playing, make sure you know what you're supposed to be doing and refer to that part in the video, if it is in this video. If whatever role you're playing is, if it's earlier in this video, make sure you're listening to that part of the video and following along to what I say. Otherwise, you should be fine. And the only way you can get better at Worm, or even actually learn it, is by doing it. It's actually a lot easier than you think. In some cases, I actually think the Worm is easier than Gorgon, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching if you made it to the end. Appreciate ya. See ya.